Hey guys, it's About Beer 30. Let's take a walk into the kitchen and see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We got us a big 22-ounce bomber here. This comes from Pyramid Brewing. These guys are out of Seattle, Washington, according to what it has here on Rate Beer. But when I looked at the bottles, they also had an Oregon location too. So maybe they have two different breweries. I'm not exactly sure. This comes from Kate. She's a representative from Pyramid. They contacted me and wanted to send me some stuff, and I said, well, absolutely, sure. And they sent this letter, but it doesn't tell a whole lot about the beers. It tells more about the company. And they've been in business for a long time, according to what I'm seeing here. For a long time, as a matter of fact. So they've been doing craft beers for a long, long time here. So if what I'm reading, they are just now starting to do some canned brews. So when I got these beers from them, they sent me like 4 different beers. I couldn't find any kind of dating on the bottle, so I contacted Kate and I asked her, and she said, yeah, it's laser etched into the neck of the bottle here. And I went back and looked, and I still couldn't find it. So, and she said it was real hard to read with the beer in the bottle. The key there is how your consumers or people that's buying your beers, if they can't see these dates on your bottles, how they feel comfortable in buying them not knowing how old it is until it's poured out into the glass and you have to hold it up to the light or whatever. That's the only fuss I've got about these dark black writing on a dark brown bottle with the beer still in it. A lot of times you cannot see that. So my 2 cents is change your ink to a white or a yellow or a bright blue like Weyerbacher does or something so the consumers can see that date. If this beer was available at my beer store and I went in and picked it up and couldn't find the date, I would set it right back up on the shelf. So I think they would sell more beers if they had something that was easier to see as far as dating. Just my 2 cents, guys. So that's where we're going to leave it. As far as this particular version, this is their H7 Imperial IPA. Coming in, says 9.5 here on Rate Beer. Let's see what the bottle has. The bottle has, it says Unfiltered IPA, 80 IBUs, 9.5. That's what it's got here on the front label. So they're giving us the ABV and the IBUs on the bottle, which is very easy to read, but the dating is very hard to read. So we'll take a closer look and see when this particular one was done, if I can find it, when I come back from the final chug. So I just wish these breweries, especially if these guys have been doing it for 20 years, they would realize that. Change the ink up on these bottles, and I'm glad they're doing cans because they're probably going to have some kind of dating stamp on the bottom, which is going to be a lot easier to see on the cans than what they're doing on these bottles. So hopefully maybe they'll change their ink color. That's what needs to happen as far as I'm concerned for me to purchase their beers. Like I said, if I seen this on the shelf and couldn't find the date, I would put it back up on the shelf, especially for this style, an IPA or a double IPA. This is a big beer at 9.5%, so it's going to keep for a while, but the hops are still going to fade if you're picking this up 5, 6, 8 months down the road. I want to drink these kind of beers as fresh as I can get my hands on them, and she assured me that they were fresh. So we'll take a look, see if we can find that date when I come back. I have no commercial description on Rate Beers, so we'll jump right into the beer review here. Let me get the opener out, and while I'm doing this, big time hiss, and it ain't rushing out of the bottle. That's a good thing. Yeah, they didn't get all over the place, which is a very good thing. Alright, let me pour this into the glass kind of gently here and tell you the cuisine is barbecue, the cheese is pepper, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, your stronger cheeses. And the meat is game, grilled meat, and salmon. Glassware snifter, tulip, oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter today, the solid beer glass. About a finger of head, and not recommended for extending salad rings unless you want a malty mess. So, another reason to drink them fresh, guys. Over into the light, I can see a little bit of light through there. It's got a slight chill haze to it. It does look like a filtered beer, but it says unfiltered on there. But I am getting a little bit of light through there, so. It says it's unfiltered, so they didn't filter any of the goodies out. Let's get a nose on this one. A little bit of citrusiness in there and some grapefruit. I was kind of expecting a little bit heavier hop presence to it, being they're over on the West Coast. More of a West Coast style, if you will. I'm not getting a big maltiness on the nose, so maybe that's what they were going after. Hints of some orange rind. And that's about all I'm getting on the nose. Well, let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Kate, and everybody there at Pyramid Brewing. You guys that work there at Pyramid, tell them to change the color of the ink. Yeah, that needs to happen. Need to be able to see that with the beer in the bottle. Very nice citrus in this, sliciness and pine, a little bit of grapefruit. Not as big and bold as I was expecting from a West Coast brewery, I'll be honest with you. It's very smooth, very easy drinking for a 9.5%, very well made. I would just like to see a little more hop presence. These breweries that are on in Washington or Oregon out there on the West Coast, and they have easy access to those Northwest specific hops, which are very pungent. Maybe it's not a dry hop beer. Maybe they did it, and this is what we got. This is what we're putting out. This is it. This is their H7 Imperial Ale. It is very smooth, guys. It is a very balanced beer. It is a well-made beer. But it's non-typical for a West Coast style, in my humble opinion. Of course, these juice bombs I've been drinking lately, it just blowed my palate away. It's ruined my palate. But I'm not getting that. It's not like a Stone Enjoy By or anything like that, where we got a whole lot of hops going on. This one is a little more subdued. And like I said, we'll take a closer look at the bottle. See if we can find that date on it and exactly how old the beer is. But very well made. I can tell you that right off the bat. The 9.5% is very well hidden. This could get you into trouble if you were drinking this in a bar or a brew pub out there. And I don't know what their distribution is. They've been doing beers for a long time, but it still doesn't tell me how far out from Washington or Oregon they are distributing their beers. I have not seen anything from these guys out here. So I don't know how far out they go. So let's sip on it for a while and see what we end up with here. Alright guys, I'm back. Got this little left here. Come back and I looked at the thing and I can't see the dating on here. It's got 02/17/71. Then it has a timestamp of 06/14/47. So I don't know exactly how to read this code. 02 I would think would be February 17th. And the 7 behind it would be 7/2017. So as far as I can tell, this beer was bottled on February 17th of 2017. February, March, April, May. This is the 21st. So this beer is 3 months old. Right at the end of its shelf life as far as I'm concerned, if I'm reading the code right. Got a feeling this beer would probably be a little tastier if it was a little fresher. I'm actually surprised that the brewery would send me a beer that was actually done in February. But, like I said on yesterday's beer review, beggars can't be choosers, and they'll send me what they have. I have had beers from breweries sent to me older than this. So kind of wish I'd got something that had been put in the bottle a little fresher than February. But it is what it is, and I'm going to grade it accordingly. So to me, it's non-typical of a West Coast style. I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. I don't pull any punches, whether I buy it or somebody sends it to me or some brewery sends it to me. I'm going to grade the beer on what I have in front of me and what's in my glass. Very non-typical of a West Coast style beer, guys. I'll be straight up honest with you. The alcohol is very well hidden for a 9.5%. It is a very well made beer. Hints of citrus. A little bit of grapefruit and pine. But not a whole lot else going with it. So, final chug. Maybe they were shooting for an East Coast style or something a little more subdued, or a non-dry hopped or a double dry hop beer. I'm not exactly sure where they were going with this beer, but I'm a little disappointed on the dating that I have on this beer. I'm going to be straight up honest with this. This is just my opinion, guys. I'm grading the beer on what I'm seeing here. Could not see that date at all with the beer in the bottle. That would keep me from purchasing this beer if it was available here at the beer stores I have available to me here. So they need to do something with their ink. They need to do something brighter or easier to read when the beer is in the bottle. My 2 cents. As far as what I am drinking, very well made, very nice beer. I got a feeling, like I said, it would probably be a little more tastier in February or March than it is here in May, the 21st of May. So, good beer, decent beer, not outstanding. Nothing I would write home about. Probably something I would not purchase, even if I could see the ink on this and I picked it up on the shelf. If they would go into a yellow, white, or blue, bright blue, something I could see. If I picked this up and it had February 17th on it, and I'm buying it on May the 21st, I do the math, it's over 3 months old, I probably would not purchase it. That's just my opinion. A lot of people like these double or imperial IPAs with a little age on them. They like a little bit more maltiness in their beers. I like a super hot presence to the beer. And these guys being out on the West Coast, it leaves me a little lackluster, if you will. So, to me, it tastes more like an East Coast beer right now. With the age on this beer, the hops are a little subdued already. More of an East Coast style. That's where I'm going to leave it. To me, guys, I do think it's a well-made beer, and I'm going to grade it according to what I have here. I do think it is an A beer, but it is at the bottom of the scale in the A. It's an A- for me, guys. I'm going to put this right at 90. I would have loved to have had them send me a beer that was a little fresher than what I am drinking here tonight. So, that's where I'm going to leave it. 90 for me, guys. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 85. I think it's better than 85. Over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 95. I don't think it's quite that good. Fresh, it may be, but I'm grading on what I have here in front of me, what they have sent me. So, final check-in, we're running over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 3.87, which is their B+. I'm giving it a better grade than that. So, decent beer, but nothing outstanding. Fresher the better, as far as I'm concerned, on this style of beer. If you can pick this up, I don't know how far out it goes. Like I said, if you can pick this beer up fresh, it's probably going to be a little tastier than what I'm getting here. Just guessing there, guys. This may be what they're after. This may be exactly what they want you to have. I'm not sure. But anyway, I do appreciate Kate contacting me and sending me the beers that they did. This is the first one out of the 4 that they sent me, and I enjoyed it. It was tasty. I would just like for the breweries that they do send me beer, send me something that's 30 to 60 days old or fresher, instead of something that's, in my opinion, at the end of its shelf life. So that's where we're going to leave it. If you've had this one from Pyramid Breweries, their H7 Unfiltered Double IPA or Imperial IPA, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's see what's in the fridge.